Welcome, welcome back. I know it's been a while. I do want to apologize for my absence. Um, Life's a little bit different now. If you know, you know. If not, you'll know bits and pieces. Um, Days are a little bit different than they used to be. I feel different than I used to. That's just mentally and physically. And yeah, things are changing. Um, I'm getting out of my comfort zone a little bit, as you could say, but it's all for the better. But I do want to appreciate y'all for sticking with me, and those new and old. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me, to watch, to check out everything, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even the Twitch streams. And you've been watching the off the cuff reviews on TikTok. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the love that y'all have been giving me. And I'm forever grateful. That's what I do want to say. I am forever grateful for each and every last one of y'all for just sticking with me and checking up on me and asking where the content is. I see you, Lex. I see you. Here's your content, bro. You've been looking forward to it. So I just want to say thank you all for your presence and showing up whenever the weeks come that I drop. I appreciate you all. First, let me welcome to the Domtrap. This is the podcast where I'd love to discuss film, but I am super inclined to talk about more than this. We'll have more guests on here soon. I know I say that every episode, but yeah, I'll start back having guests on here soon. Just got some fixing up to do within the household, so just hang tight, and we'll get some stuff lined up. But I do want to give a huge shout out to everybody, new and old. Shout out to Lex, of course. For, like I said, just checking in and asking where the content is and asking how I'm doing and all this good stuff. And I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Highly. Hope everything is going well on your end, bro. I know it's been a while. We'll get to chopping it up again soon. Best believe. Shout out to Lynn over there at the Bros Who Think podcast. Shout out to my boy Greg. Shout out to Pruitt. Shout out to Judd. Angelica, even the new listeners, Kelly and her family. I just met them at the movies a few months ago. Well, yeah, maybe about a month and a half ago. But welcome. I told you that I would mention you all on here. So, yeah. Thank you all for listening and checking it out and subscribing and all that good stuff. So, I greatly appreciate it all. Also, I don't know if y'all have been checking out the shorts I've been posting on the YouTube channel, but there are shorts. They are the off the cuff reviews from TikTok that I'm putting over on YouTube because why not? Not everyone has a TikTok. So if you're looking for more reviews on things that I've seen recently, the shorts in YouTube and the TikTok stuff, that's where I've been recently. So fun stuff. But I did think it was time to come in and record and basically just get these reviews off. It's been a while. I hadn't seen you all in a minute. Hey, how's life? But no, seriously, I hope you all are doing well, and I hope your family's well, and hopefully that you're. I'm hoping that you're staying safe. First of all, hopefully your family is well and staying safe, staying kind of all right throughout this pollen and stuff we're getting. Hopefully your sinuses are holding up. But hope everything is well with you all. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. But I did want to get in here and do a few reviews. I figure I'd do something a little bit different. So this year there have been Mystery Movie Mondays that Regal has been hosting recently, and I've been to 3 of them this year so far. No, actually 4. Because I did do a review on Missing. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, that is one of my past episodes. Go check that out. Maybe even the last one. Maybe I'm just all messed up because of the time, the time change messed me up. So, yeah. So yeah, I've been going to the Mystery Movie Mondays, and I've been enjoying every last one of them. The first, well, one of the first I do want to talk about today is Champions. And I don't know if you've seen a lot about this movie, but it's about Woody Harrelson's character Marcus, who is an alcoholic coach for a basketball team, and he gets into a drunk driving incident, and he basically gets ordered to coach an Olympic basketball team. But here's the catch: it's not just any Olympics basketball team; it's a Special Olympics basketball team. So there are adults on the team that have Down syndrome, that have many other, I don't want to really use the word disabilities, but they are challenged, I should say. And yes, this is a movie that's kind of a slice of life film. It also stars Caitlin Olsen and Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters, which was a kind of a surprise to see. I haven't seen him in a lot of things recently, so it was good to see old Ernie. It was good to see him. But Woody Harrelson does what Woody Harrelson does best in this film. He is always great at playing the underdog. He's always great at being put in a lower position and having to fight his way out of it. And I love this role for him, and I love him in the role. He meets Caitlin Olsen's character, Alex, through, well, she's actually the older sister of one of the adults that he's coaching, and they form a relationship, of course, because it's that type of movie. And I think that the relationship was actually believable. It was, something that could actually be sold. You have these two quote unquote broken people, and they want to find themselves within one another. So both have holes that need to be filled, and yeah, it's a good romance in the movie. Granted, it's not fully fleshed out because the story does rely on Woody Harrelson almost entirely. The movie doesn't continue without him going through his hardships and struggles. So, of course, he gets into a mood where he doesn't know why he's doing what he's doing. He feels like he should be doing more, which is totally understandable. And he takes a job. I don't want to spoil too much, but he does get offered a job, I should say. He gets the job offer that he could not refuse. So you get to see, during the film how that decision or that possible decision could change, not only his life, but everyone else around him. So yeah, great stuff with Champions. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. I did laugh quite a lot. The adults that were used, on the Special Olympic basketball team, they are hilarious. Like they have great comedic timing. They know what to say to make you laugh. They know when to say it. It just works. It works. And then of course you have Woody Harrelson's quirky character. He's making jokes, and there's just so much comedy that just works. Even physical comedy. It all meshes well to a sweet 2-hour movie. And I'm starting to be on the side of people that want movies that are 90 minutes or close to 90 minutes, because this is a movie that unfortunately has a longer runtime, and I feel like the movie possibly could have held my attention a little bit better if it was maybe 15 minutes shorter. But like I said, it all makes sense once I didn't even realize my mic was popped up, but it all makes sense when when you're watching the film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the reviews here, and for the most part, they seem okay. Um, yeah, but I rate it higher than what they give it anyway. So Champions, go and see it if you haven't already. I think it should be out on renting soon, as fast as these movies are churning out from theaters to being on your home TV. But I want to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. The story was very well told. I love the characters. It's just a sweet tale. There doesn't need to be a sequel, or there doesn't need to be a Champions franchise, which, if there is, I would not be mad at it. I would not be mad at Champions 2, and it's a basketball, not a basketball, but a football team instead. It's a Special Olympic football team. I'd be down for it. Or a tennis team. Who knows? A swim team. I'd be down to see it all. I really enjoyed this film, and I'm sure that a lot of you will as well, especially sports fans. I think sports fans will really enjoy this movie. Sports fans and fans of drama. I see y'all out there. So yeah, Champions gets a smooth 8 out of 10 from me. But the next film I do want to discuss is another one that I actually just saw a couple weeks ago during another Mystery Movie Monday. And this one is Paint with Owen Wilson. And he plays a Bob Ross type character. And I think that's about it. It's a comedy film. It has Owen Wilson in it. It has Sierra Renee. I don't think I've seen her in a lot. Wendy McClendon, Michaela Watkins. It has a lot of actors, actors and actresses that I haven't seen a lot of. Although Stephen Root is in this film, and he does a pretty great job at playing the kind of mediator to everything. He's like, he wants great for people. You can tell that he wants people to do great, but he's just someone that's obsessed with fame and money and everything that comes with his job. So you kind of have to forgive him. But yes, it's a Stephen Root type character, basically. If you've seen Barry and you love Stephen Root and Barry, you'll love him in this, even though he's in it for a limited amount of time. He basically plays the boss character to Owen Wilson's Bob Ross type character. And this movie is about the Bob Ross type character. Let me see what his name is, matter of fact. Carl Nargle. How did I forget? He plays a character by the name of Carl Nargle. And I guess you could say he's a romantic. If you watch the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But he's somewhat of a romantic, but he hosts this ETV painting channel, just like Bob Ross did. And it's just called Paint with Carl Nargle. And he just gets in front of the screen and he just paints. But the viewers love it because the viewers are older. They're the older demographic. But the company is trying to get the younger demographic to enjoy paint. So they bring in some competition to kind of shake things up a little bit. So he paints this painting of a particular mountain. I forgot where it takes place. Vermont. It takes place in Vermont. And he paints this picture just about every time that he's on screen. So he does this way too many times. And the viewers are like, okay, wait a minute. We're noticing a trend. We're noticing that he's painting the same picture every single time. So, cool. The channel goes, hey, we're going to bring in, let's see if I can find the character's name. I know it starts with a C. Sorry. But it is Paint with... Okay, I guess I forgot the name. They don't have it online yet. I'm sorry. I apologize. But it's Paint with her, and she's a younger, sassier type of character in the film. Let's see. I'm just still trying to find her name. I know I can find it somewhere. There's no way that this lady's name, Ambrosia. I'm sorry, it didn't start with a C. Her real name starts with a C, but it's Paint with Ambrosia. And they bring her on to basically paint, and she's basically going after his time slot. So it's pretty funny because they basically tell her to paint whatever comes to her mind, and she ends up painting a picture of a UFO with blood pouring out of it onto a tree stump. Because I think they said something of the fact of, hey, you should paint a tree stump. And she just gets up there, she just paints this UFO with blood pouring out of it onto a tree stump. And then you see the reactions of the viewers, and this one lady actually painted everything that she saw, which was kind of hilarious. So you have the competition. So there's the antagonist, or quote unquote antagonist. And the movie is basically about him trying to do his thing and still do what he loves to do. He just wants to paint for people and be on TV. But it gets a little bit tough because he has competition now, and she's coming for his time slot and his demographic. So it's a slow movie. This movie is very slow paced. If I had to compare it to, well, if I could Yeah, if I could compare it to anything, this movie is like if you have Napoleon Dynamite and you fused it with an episode of Bob Ross. You get Paint. This movie is probably the most Napoleon Dynamite movie that I've seen since Napoleon Dynamite. We've gotten so many movies that have tried to replicate that magic, but this movie comes the closest, but it's not quite there. But Owen Wilson as his character, Carl Nargle, you can just tell that he's an empath, and you want to feel bad for his character. You want to be there for his character. You want greatness to come from his character, but the movie it's all up to him. He has to want it himself. And it's kind of funny because, like I said, I got to see this early. I'm recording this on April 3rd. This movie doesn't come out until April 7th. So it comes out this Friday, matter of fact. So it's pretty funny because, it was a mystery movie, yet half of the theater walked out of it. They were not feeling this movie at all. And I get why. They may have been expecting something different or they just wanted to see a different movie, but they were not feeling it and they got up and they left. And the people that stayed, they kind of chuckled, but there wasn't a big reaction from anyone during the rest of the movie. So with that being said, I'm going to give Paint a 6 out of 10. For good reason. Like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's not bad by any means. It's just a little bit on the slow side. Some of the jokes just don't land. But it's just a story. That's what I enjoyed about it. I enjoyed the story of Carl Nargle, the underdog, the paint guy, just trying to continue being the paint guy, the guy that paints, And he has a reason why he paints that mountain, which you do find out in the film. So go and check it out. It has my stamp of approval. Do with that what you will. My stamp does kind of mean a lot in the streets, so yeah, look forward to that. And next, I will discuss one more film. This film I actually just got out of seeing tonight. It's Mystery Movie Monday. Tonight is April 3rd, Monday. So yes, I got to see another movie that has not yet been released, and this movie goes by the name of Mafia Mama. This film stars Toni Collette, Monica Bellucci, Giulio Corso, and Eduardo Scarpetta. I think I got all those right. Shout out to me. But yes, this movie is about an everyday American woman with a household, with a husband, a son. She's not really happy, but she doesn't really know what her next moves could be, besides, going to work like everyone else. She gets a call from an Italy number, and she just kind of disregards it for a while. She eventually picks it up and discovers that her great grandfather has passed away, and she is needed in Italy pronto, stat. So she's trying to figure out, why this is happening to her. One, and two, like what's gonna become of it, because she has plans to eat, pray, and the F word. It's the play on Eat, Pray, Love, the book and film, but she has other motives in mind. And she goes to Italy. She makes it to Italy, and they go to the funeral of her grandfather. And then after the funeral, she's told that she must conduct his business, which she at first thinks is a winery, but soon finds out that he was the don of a mafia family. He was the boss. And her never seeing a single Godfather film is kind of shocked that she has to take things into her own hands with the family. So this is a big culture shock for her because she thought that this was going to be a vacation. She's going to go to a funeral, boo-hoo, cry her eyes out, and then go out and live her best life. But that turned out to not be the case because she had to be a business lady at the end of the day. And with her being a mafia boss, you do discover that there's a rival mafia family that kind of, wants to get the crew out of there so they can take over Italy overall. And this is when the movie really picks up. When you get to see Toni Collette in this form of being clueless not knowing anything about anything and basically just having to change her entire life to get things done, this is when the movie is great. So I don't know what movie this. It reminds me of several films, but she fills the shoes, but in a clumsily way, if you know what I mean. And I'll just give a small example. I don't want to spoil this movie at all because it does not come out for another 2 weeks or so. But she accidentally kills someone in the film. And it's super, like I said, she's super clumsy and she does it, and it's just a bunch of chaos that ensues afterwards, and she still has to become the mafia mama per se. She's still the don of the what is their name? The Bell I forgot the name of the family. But let's see, I'm trying to see if I can find it here. Sorry, I keep looking things up. I need to be a little bit more prepared next time. But they are I'm not even seeing it. But yes, so there's rival families. She's the mafia don of one, and then the other one is like struggling because she accidentally kills someone there, and they basically have to, figure out what's next for their family so they can eat and make their money for their families. So it's a great film. I love Mafia Mama to death. I was going to see it anyway, but just the fact that I got to see it early, I cannot be mad at this film. I hope that it does well. I love Toni Collette in this film. Monica Bellucci, I haven't seen a lot of things with her, but she did a fantastic job with this one. And Mafia Mama gets an 8 out of 10 from me. And the Domtrap stamp of approval. This is a movie where I could see myself owning this on Blu-ray, to be honest with you. This is something that I could just turn on a Sunday afternoon and just chill out and watch it. It's really one of those movies. And what more can you ask for? With a movie like this, it's going to surprise some people. And I think this is going to be one of those movies that may become a cult classic if it does not do well in theaters, which I'm okay with, because Toni Collette deserves flowers right now because she's really proven herself as an actress. And yeah, kudos to Toni Collette. Shout out to Toni Collette. She's fantastic in just about everything that she's in, including Hereditary, which is, like I've said before, one of my favorite horror films of all time. So it was good seeing her in this and seeing her shine. And even this is a little bit of a different role for her, and she does great. She does great. I do love when she plays a motherly figure. But with that being said, I think that's gonna do it for movie reviews. But I guess that I will kind of dive into what I've been going through recently. Nothing bad, by the way. Don't worry about me. Nothing bad, but I have been on my weight loss journey. I started my journey in November, and it's been a little bit of a struggle because I basically had to change the way that I live my life. Growing up, I never had the greatest relationship with food. I was raised to finish my plates as a child, and that kind of went with me into adulthood. So, November, I'm thinking about my life and what I've done and completed. Am I happy? What's the next move? With me turning 30, it's like, all right, what do I have to show for it? I've lived a very comfortable life, I guess you could say, and I'm looking forward to changing. I'm embracing the change. I'm uncomfortable right now. Those who know that I am very uncomfortable right now. This is not like me, but this is all to be better. This is what it takes. I have completely changed my relationship with food, where I would maybe go out to eat 2 or 3 times a day. That's not the case anymore. I hardly go out to eat at all now. Maybe once or twice a week. Trying to nail that down to once a week at least. And even when I do go out, it's more of a healthier option. I have been working on my portion control, trying to stay in a caloric deficit. I've been drinking a whole lot of water, and it's obviously working. And I couldn't be more happy, to be honest with you. In November, I went to a doctor's office and I weighed in for the first time, and it's been years since I've weighed myself. And I got on the scale. Granted, I was fully clothed and had everything on me, but the first number I saw was a 5. And I just said, wow. I didn't feel it, but I had a feeling. So from that day on, I basically just changed everything. I started going to the gym, work out about 3 or 4 times a week. High intensity stuff, at that. And along with the water and eating better, making better eating decisions. And since November 22nd, as of today, I weighed myself this morning. I've officially lost 48 pounds, and I'm very proud of myself. Very proud, and I'm looking to continue my progress because I feel like, like I said, I've never had an issue with my health. I've never had a health issue. I've never had like any scares. I've never had like a high blood pressure issue or anything, or needed to be rushed to the hospital besides when I cut my finger a few years ago. But it's never been anything serious with my health. I've just always been obese since I was a child. So this is it's a new world that I'm seeing. I'm feeling better. Seeing things for what they are, and it's just time. It's time for me to live a better life. So the reason why I kind of stepped away from the podcast is because I had a hard time finding the time to record. I felt like I would get this guilty feeling if I was just not working and not like at the gym or something. So I just kind of, just tried to make time work. So I'm going to try my best to get back on track with getting content out that's not just me sitting in the car after, the movie is over. Because I do have this podcast here, and I do want to see this podcast continue to grow. So if you know anyone that loves movies, make sure you share this out to them. To those that have stuck around with me for this almost, it might be over 2-year journey. I know, it doesn't feel like it, but hey, we're here. Thank you all for staying around. Thank you all for being on the ride with me. And that being said, I just want to say one more time, I hope that all of you are well. I hope that your families are well. I hope that you're doing well and doing what you need to do to live a better life. And yeah, I'll keep all of you in my prayers. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again soon, very soon. I have a lot of movies to talk about, so hang tight. They're all coming soon. But this has been another episode of the Dom Trap, and I did not even introduce myself at the beginning. I totally forgot. That's how rusty I am. So I'll get back better, trust me. But it has been your host, your editor, your creator, your producer, your executive producer, your first, your last, and never forget, I am your everything. I'm Dominique. This is the Dom Trap. Love you all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.